Welcome to the 1989 uh, 480 kilometers at Suzuka. As we're here, this is not Suzuka. In the game, it's a fictional track that's literally one corner off of what Suzuka is like in real life. Like, there's literally only one corner change. So that's why we decided to do it in Project Cars 2, is because, first of all, this track does kind of look a little vintage with the scenery and everything, and also because, well, there's no, like, nowadays or modern billboards or anything, it's just the Project Cars. So as you saw there, we had a weird start. Nonetheless, we had a weird start, um, where we kind of was just kind of trash, honestly. Then we were able to get by that guy that passed me for second. Then we move up to second. On, I believe this is the third lap now. As we go through the first corner, and then we go on and make a mistake where they were able to get by us, or at least second. The third place car was able to get by us for second, and now we're in third. So now we have this train of cars. The leader drove away from everybody. Like, I believe at the end of the race, I didn't take a picture of the standings, but I believe he was a lap ahead of the whole entire field, which wasn't good for us because that means we won in the first place. Because his car was just way too fast for some reason. The only car that was able to, like, fully get away from me. So we coming through these corners here, you know, on lap 9. I think that's what it says. I'm on a laptop right now, so this is a lot smaller than usual. I can't really see that well. And then we were trying to get back second place away from this guy, and I believe we messed up and made more of a mistake, which causes us to lose even more time. Yeah, going way too wide, hitting a billboard. And then we make another mistake for that corner, coming through the last corner. And this is where we make our first, like, real accident mistake of, I believe, 2? Maybe there's only been 2 mistakes. So we go through the first corners, and then we shift out in the second, I believe. No, we stay in third and we just spun out, so it wasn't even a shifting problem. And then we just shift all the way to reverse. Try to get back in first gear, try to spin it around. Took out a billboard again, or a signage, or whatever you would call it. Also, another thing about this track is that they like to using the dirt there, where I just went through the dirt. Like, you can see where the patch of dirt is, like, all the grass is tore off of it. And then this is when we pit for our co-driver, which in this game doesn't give you a name of the co-driver, so I kind of just had to go with, like, Hans Herman, I guess, since he has been. And we get rear-ended, but luckily we didn't get any damage from it. So we come in, and then we get damage from that. Well, we didn't get really that much damage from the rear end, but we did get massive damage from that, trying to time the pit stop correctly. Like, trying to do like an Astro pit stop where you slow down right at the line and try to gain as much time as possible with that. We didn't do the best of job. We got damage from that, but they take off tires, and then our co-driver goes for a couple of runs. And he came out in a very low position because I believe the AIs had a little bit of a different pit stop, and also you can see here they're kind of like cheating through that corner. The AI is, and that's where I couldn't get them. So now my suspicions are true that they've been cheating through that corner the whole time. And then we're getting closer to the end of pit stint. Not exactly the end, but closer to the end. We had like 20 laps on field, and he kind of like shoved that guy off the racetrack because he had the leader shoving him up into him. And then we get back out on the racetrack, we get going again. As we come out of pit lane, you see all the dots going around, you see the lap car that just passed me. Or a lap car according to our lap. And then some leader passing by. Now in this stint, this is where like it got derailed, because we kind of had an incident with somebody because they decided to wreck right in front of us and we could not avoid it whatsoever because we tried to hit the brakes and turn but didn't do anything. It kind of just locked us forward into whoever it was that was spinning. So that was a very bad disappointment, but we could do so much, especially in a race like this. And then we're making some pretty good progress. We're about where we were before we, or when we pitted, and also where we finished in the actual like race, which is 7th. We got the 6th because I believe that time around a lap car, or not a lap car, somebody was pitting on the same lap as I was, so we were able to pass them because of that. We eventually get up to 3rd, but then, as I said before, we get to an incident where the AI car in front of us, or driver in front of us, got loose next to somebody, spun out right in front of us. There was an incident before that where we kind of drove that guy off really bad. We were trying to get down the inside, trying to go to the corner like we usually do, but I didn't account for the side force, just absolutely taking a toll. As now we're in the 4th, we eventually get 3rd at some point. And then this is where I was talking about the incident right here. So that blue car gets into the 3rd, starts spinning, and we just have nowhere to go as it spins right back in front of us. We used the whole entire front end, but luckily the engine was not or it has any issues. So all we had to do was replace the front end. So we did that, and then gave it off to the co-driver, and then we got it back after a couple laps. He did like a 10-lap stint, and I did a 10-lap stint to end it out because we were so many laps down that it didn't really matter how many times we came down to switch drivers, and also because we had a pretty good lead on the guy behind us. So we were able to risk having to switch out again, because I wanted to finish the race, but since we wrecked and I completely forgot to switch the swap drivers off, I got taken out of the car anyway. So probably was the best choice though, because in real life I would have probably lost my mind. But luckily in Project Cars you can't really tell who's who, so I couldn't really like take retaliation on anybody, and also it's pretty hard to do that on this game because it's, well, the cars are like bricks. If you ever drove a Project Cars game, you know how hard it is to like dump someone, especially with this like physics model where you hit them and it's more of a chance of you getting turned instead of see the guy in front of us kind of going off in the grass a little bit. Takes a shallow corner there as he's a lap car, and I'm trying to get around, and we eventually do, but I think we actually put him in 3rd. Not that bad. I mean, he was kind of crowding us in the first place anyways, because we usually kind of backed off, let us go, and got that corner really well. And then we started also like fiddling with like what type of gears we would use through corners. I started getting more of an idea of how to actually drive this track. As you see, that is the only corner that has changed from this fictional track that is based off of Japan. Like that is the only corner that's changed. And then here we accidentally throw somebody off, but there was no more signs plow them through, so I mean it wasn't that big of an issue either. And I don't know if I have it in the video, but we did take flight at, I think we were going once over those turtles on accident, but we didn't like go off the track or anything. I don't remember it. And this is us, since in Project Cars there's no white flag that you can be shown or anything, you kind of have to guess when you're going to be done. So we're on lap 78, and lap 79 would be our checkered flag, pretty much. So this is our white flag coming up to the checkered flag, as the leader's already, I believe, won at this point, depending on how far ahead he was. I mean, he won the race, like, on lap 1 with how far out he was. So we're coming through, get through this fast corner here, with the curve, that Tetris curve there. And we're coming off the final corner, and we'll get 7th in the final standings for this race. The 480 kilometers of Suzuka. And that'll be it for this video. And we'll see you guys next time. And hopefully the next race doesn't have that much of a domination.